This week I had the honor and the privilege to lead a group of people on a trip of solidarity to the envelope of Gaza. We were men, women, young professionals. We visited such unbelievable places, army bases, Shderot, Ofakim, and plenty more places. We thought that we're coming to bring encouragement. We thought we're coming to give them our good words. We even sponsored a barbecue for close to 1,000 soldiers in an army base. We brought gifts, but to our surprise, it was exactly the opposite. We left as a group so inspired, so touched, and so moved. I want to share with you one thing that I personally took to heart, affected me to no end. And by divine providence, it's connected to this week's Parashat Shmini. Because in the Parashat, the Torah tells us that in the midst of the inauguration of the Mishkan, in the midst of the Simcha, a tragedy happened. Aaron HaKohen lost his two sons, Nadav and Avihu, they passed away. And the Torah says, Vayidom Aaron. Aaron kept silent. He had such faith in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Aaron is praised so much for this. And by the way, the same type of faith we saw in Israel. The faith that the Jewish people have there is amazing. But what goes unnoticed is the rest of the story. The Torah tells us that Moshe summons his uncles, Mishael and Eltzafan, Leviim, to remove the dead bodies, bury them in dignity, and give them the final respects that they deserve. And that leaves us wondering, why did Moshe choose Mishael and Eltzafan, who were Leviim, and by them removing the bodies, they would become impure. I would no longer be able to participate in the celebrations, in the inauguration. Surely Moshe could have chosen Israelites who were not participating in part of the inauguration. Mishael and Eltzafan, as Leviim, would play the flutes, the trumpets. They were making the simcha. Why did he choose them? And perhaps the Torah is teaching us an unbelievable message. And that is that dealing with the dead people and giving them their honor is as holy and as special as inaugurating the Mishkan, perhaps even more. And that's why it takes precedent. And this exact point we saw in a place called Machane Shura. It's an army base in the center of Israel by the name of Shura Army Base. We met unsung heroes, soldiers who spend their entire days since the 7th of October in purifying, cleansing, and burying those who passed away in the war. Their holy work is silent. Most people don't know about it. But what we learned and what we saw was so moving and so touching. We heard from Chayalim and Chayalot, female soldiers, male soldiers, of the amazing things that they do. And nobody hears about it. They don't get awards and medals. They don't hear their stories in the news. But their holy, sacred work was so impressive, so touching. And not only do they take care of the Jewish bodies, they also take care of Torah scrolls. They showed us Torah scrolls that have become unfit for use. They showed us Torah scrolls that have been hit by rockets and by bullets. And the dignity and the kavod that they give to it is unbelievable. We were so inspired. When we saw these people, we learned that sometimes the heroes are not necessarily those on the fighter jets and the tanks and the ones that can tell all these strength stories, but those behind the scenes, quietly preserving the dignity of these fallen soldiers can be so much more special. When we learned this, we broke out into a song of Am Yisrael Chai, because we understood what is the future of the Jewish people and where conviction and strength truly lies. Wishing you Shabbat Shalom.